woven scales are what I'm playing. It's a way to play a scale that's a lot better, we think, a lot more valuable to learn a new scale or to practice your scales than doing straight scales. A straight scale would sound like this. I'm using pentatonic minor, the primary scale on this instrument. I'll go bottom to top and back down again. And that's fine. However, doing woven scales has a lot of advantages. When you play a woven scale, I think you're learning the notes better. I think you're learning the finger positions better, and it's also closer to the way you're actually going to play in practice. You're going to be reversing directions. You're going to play something that sounds like a stepwise song, and a woven scale is inherently a stepwise song. The rule is very simple. If you want to try a woven scale on that primary scale, minor pentatonic, woven scale, the rule is 2 forward. I've gone 2 notes forward and 1 note back. So I'll just do it on my fingers. 1, 2 forward and 1 back. 1, 2 forward and 1 back. 1, 2 notes forward and 1 back. And 1, 2 forward and 1 back. And I'll just do that. And when you get to the top, whatever you can do to make the turnaround, to get yourself from going ascending to descending, however it works best for you, you'll work it out. Here's some possibilities. I'll do them a little bit faster this time. In practice, you're going to start this very, very slowly and increase speed gradually, maybe over a week or two's time with a pentatonic minor. You're going to spend a week or two increasing speed. So I'm going to increase it to the way I might play it if I'm working on a song. I did the turnaround one way at the top. I'll do the turnaround at the top a different way. And this time I'm going to use staccato notes. You can change your articulation. Remember, we have connected notes. We have notes that have attacks. We'll look at those. And we can also do staccato notes, which are short notes. Notice I played the top note twice this time. I could have played it. All staccato notes. If I do them all connected, it sounds like this. So, we've been doing a minor pentatonic for this. Let's do a different scale. And this is where woven scales really come in handy. By the way, woven scales are often called broken scales or scale ladders. But I like the term woven scale. I think it just sounds better. So let's do a different scale. One of the scales we did was a Spanish Gypsy. So I'll do Spanish Gypsy, and that's got more notes. Okay, Spanish Gypsy, I'll do it in a woven scale, and I'll attack each note, but I'll make them fairly long notes. And I'll play it slowly at first. Notice I couldn't do it all in one breath. I took a little bit of a breath in the middle there. That's perfectly fine. The point of this is to get finger dexterity practice. We're not really phrasing for songs at this point. We're really learning these scales. But what did I do there? I went up the Spanish Gypsy, and we remember the Spanish Gypsy scale. I'll run the notes of the scale. R, That was nice and slow. If I was doing it at my practice speed or my warm-up speed, if I'm going to play a song in this scale or an improvisation in this scale, I'll often run a woven scale at a fairly faster pace because I've practiced this a lot. It might sound like this. So that is woven scales on minor pentatonic and woven scales on Spanish Gypsy. We can play it with all kinds of articulation. We did all connected notes. We also did staccato. If I were to attack each note, let's say I wanted to practice ka attacks. Remember we had articulation. We have a FluteCast on articulation. We have attacks that sound like ta and ka and ra and ha, each getting softer in turn, right? I'll do this all with ka attacks. So I'm taking a little bit of liberty when I play these. Sometimes I'm throwing an ornament in. Sometimes I'm not doing it quite perfectly. The point of these exercises are not to do them precisely and perfectly. Nobody's judging us. Nobody's giving you a score on this. The idea is to have fun with these. And when you get comfortable with the finger pattern, have fun and throw a few ornaments in or change direction if you want. That's perfectly okay. So now we have the staccato, the very, very short notes. We've shown ka attacks. I was doing ta attacks earlier and legato all connected. Let's do them double tonguing. And I'll go back to the minor pentatonic scale and I'll double tongue every note. Double tongue is taka. I'm going to attack every note with a taka. Taka, 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 taka. Minor pentatonic. Would we want to play that way? I don't know. You could, or maybe you just throw one in occasionally. Now I'm going to run a woven scale, and I'm going to change attacks and throw some double tonguing in. That's the idea of woven scales.